Good evening, everyone, and I hope y'all are as excited as I am. If you can't tell, I can hardly speak. I'm so excited about it. This is the preseason, and joining me in the commentary box, y'all asked for him, so I got him for you. I have Bowie.
Hello everyone, it's me Bowie, back again.
And how you doing tonight, Bowie?
I'm doing pretty well. So of course last night having my first commentary for a long ass time back again in the GAVRA League. So I'm hoping forward to having a good season here together with you, of course, putting in some very good streams and showing everybody how good GAVRA Racing has become, of course.
Oh, and we've already got Pete Bibb talking to us in the chat. How you doing, Pete? Good to see you in here. Yeah, Bowie, I'm really looking forward to this season. We were just talking about before this thing started how big some of the contenders are tonight.
Yes, it is true. I've seen some familiar names, including K-Morse, who I've raced with in another league. He seems to be very fast in pretty much every championship that he is in. And of course the other drivers as well, like Mike, he's also very fast. Interceptor is fast. Our chef is regularly fast. So there's a lot of fast guys in this championship. So right now it's all for grabs. We can see anybody taking the top spot tonight, I think.
I believe so. And I guess real quick, let me go ahead and get our map up here, if I got that right. Yep, there we go. As y'all can see, everybody, they are in the Ferrari 333 SP here at Barcelona. 4.61 kilometers or 2.87 miles long. 16 turns. Some of these turns, Bowie, this track has really got some aggressive turns in it.
Yes, it does. Yes, it's a very unique track, as you could probably say it. I mean, it's a very technical track. This is where setups are really going to get into play. Of course, the balls of the drivers are going to play a massive fight in there as well. But you need to nail pretty much every single line that you have, and otherwise you're not going to have a good lap. Simple as that.
And they should have a 10-minute practice, 10-minute qualifying, and we are in for approximately 80-minute race, but it will be a 60-lap race. Let me make sure I got this up. Yep, I got that worked out right and got that off there. And well, Bowie, I guess it is it's a good time for me to go ahead and introduce all our drivers, I guess, for the night.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. Yeah. So we're going to start off with the guy currently in the camera. Hello, Shams.
Oh, well, my slideshow is actually in alphabetical order.
All right, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's one of the little kinks that still exists for the preseason. Come next week, I will actually have all their flags and points in there, and I'll actually have them listed in order in their points. So it'll actually be a whole lot easier next week for us to go through them. But if you want, I'll shoot through them real quick and get our slideshow and the drivers out of the way, and we can go on to talking about the drivers.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah.
All right, so tonight, once again, in alphabetical order, because, once again, little kink still exists because this is the preseason race. We have Agulator, Allo Champs, ESR Chef, Dr. Fiend. I believe Dr. Fiend is a new driver. I don't remember seeing him before.
I think he just joined in from the Academy race, actually. He doesn't seem that familiar with me as well, so it's going to be interesting to see how he's doing right now. Right now he's actually doing pretty okay because he's in P1 at the moment, 1.5 seconds in front of Faster. So,
now that I did not expect, but yeah, I always like to see new drivers here at GAVRA Racing. Let's see, and we have, Faster, who has been with us for quite a while. Flip Flip. I believe Flip Flip is going to be a very heavy contender in this series, Bowie.
Yes, that is true. He was a part of the 24-hour race that GAVRA organized last year, I believe, as well, together with Cashnit and Ferrari, including me, but I had to drop out unfortunately at the end. But he always is very fast, especially in the high downforce cars. He's always really fast. And I think right now he's also putting in some very good times with only 1.8 seconds behind P1. So definitely interested to see how he's going to be doing this season.
And we have Guri69. Also, Guri has also been around for several seasons. A lot of veteran drivers mixed in with just a few new ones. Hodgker has also been with GAVRA Racing for a while, I believe.
Yes, he has been for a bunch of seasons. I don't know how long, but he's pretty much been here a little bit shorter than me, I believe. But together with Chef, or It Forgets actually, they've actually been driving very, very good as a team together. And I expect nothing less from them to actually putting some very consistent lap times. You actually see Snaker spinning around on the fast right-hander on top of the hill.
You know,
Bit too much curbs on the inside, I think.
Yeah, I do have to admit, though, that was a fabulous spin.
Going straight on again in the second hairpin. Not very good lap times for him there.
And tonight we also have ID4 LGR. I believe ID4 is our host for the races. So
yes,
definitely props to ID4 for volunteering to host the races for everybody. And we also have, oh, look at there, that just worked out just right. I was pulling up Interceptor sticker, and you just happened to put the camera on him there. Yep. So next, yeah, we have Interceptor. Interceptor also, I'm curious to see how he's gonna do. He's also quite fast, but you know, Bowie, I keep saying that like I'm surprised, but this is the E1 series after all.
Yes, that is true. Yes.
K-Morse, also a repeat driver here.
Yes, K-Morse is a very fast driver. I've mentioned it before the stream as well. I've driven it against him in some other communities actually as well, as different leagues. He's always really fast guy, putting in some consistent times. So also from him, expect some really good results this season. Right now, actually, only 3.5 tenths off of P1, so definitely some fast times from him there.
Very nice, yeah. And Mike HLB29. And I better get with it. We're just about out of practice time. Manic UK. And our man Sig that creates our Discord channel. Massive props to Sig. Oh, yep, he has managed to get back in, thankfully. And
yes, full 16 drivers. Yes.
Snaker has yet to pick out his livery. I will get that added after this race, because even now, if he doesn't even tell me, it's in the video, so I can find it myself. And Solo. Yep, and yep, that is it. I believe we actually may have had 2 drivers there. We should have 2 drivers that have yet to pick their cars, but well,
right.
it from everybody's times, it looks like this is going to be an incredibly tight grid. We'll have to see.
Yes, it is.
What they do in qualifying.
Right now, it looks like a very competitive season already. I mean, you can see the top 5 within 6 tenths of each other, and from P6 to P8, it's less than a full tenth apart from each other. Stonosalita, Interceptor, Man, I don't know who that was again. Manic, I believe. All setting some pretty much consistent lap times, pretty much identical lap times actually. So it's going to be a very interesting qualifying to see who gets the slipstream, who gets the right turns, who gets the right power just in time. And see who gets P1 in the qualifying. Yeah.
Yep, it really is. Well, I tell you, I'm going to go ahead and pop up this next screen just so we don't have to go back to the lobby just yet. And we've got all of the races for all of the P Project Cars series going on. And yeah, as y'all can see, for the pre-race, we are at Barcelona. Next week, we will be at the Daytona Road Course. I believe that I'm not sure, that could end up being an evening race. I'm not too sure, but either way, that is definitely going to be a great race. Followed by Long Beach, and then Watkins Glen, and Coda for the first leg. Road America, Zhuhai. Boy, sometimes my American accent really does butcher everything. See, now I'm even scared to say the next one, Bowie. Rapuna Park. It will follow that, followed by Imola. Yeah, Imola. and that's the second leg. Third leg will be Algrave. Yeah, thankfully it's preseason. Tripping over my own feet here. And I believe I saw in the chat they were going to do Mugello and a Red Bull for 12 hours. Not an actual 12-hour race. It'll be a simulated 12-hour. And then Renault and a really long race, I believe a 2-hour race at Fuji to kick off the fourth leg of the series, followed by Le Mans, Silverstone, and Spa. And Bowie, I'm gonna get this thing off of here because I just noticed that they beat me on track.
Yes, that is true. In the meantime, we've already started just over 1 minute of qualifying. Drivers getting out very soon. K-Mor's leading the pack right now as we're spectating. Already seeing that he's already trying to push on some cold tires, so he's probably getting the heat in there right now. But yeah, like I said just before, very interested to see what lap times are going to put in, who's going to take pole position.
Oh, I am too. I think it's gonna be really, really tight. We do still have Pete and Duke Martin. Duke Martin just showed up in the chat. Maybe they'll give us their predictions here in a minute on what they think is gonna happen. Bowie, I don't know. I'm thinking Flip Flip or Sig will make the fastest lap, but I am definitely known to be wrong on many, many occasions. Especially if you have ever talked, actually all occasions, if you ever speak to one of my 2 ex-wives.
All right, cool. No, you're completely correct. I mean, either Sig or Flip is going to put in a very fast lap time. Somehow deep inside, I feel like either K-Mors or Dr. Fiend are really going to surprise us as one of the newer drivers among this club with actually putting in a very fast lap time.
Yeah, I believe you could be right. Dr. Fiend did have the fastest time during practice, but I've seen a lot of the drivers not show all their cards during practice a lot of the time, so I'm wondering how many of them we have playing a little bit of poker with the other guys at the moment.
Yeah, that's true.
Sig was the first to put in a lap time of 1:58, so we know that isn't very representative of what they'll be. ESR with the
Duke Martin also saying in the chat, haven't driven this Ferrari, but they look angry. Yes, they are. They are very angry.
Yeah, these are magnificent cars. They have so much power, it's crazy. Yeah, I have to say, I really do love them.
Yes.
I don't know if Dr. Fiend just got a little bit wide or if he was letting a faster car just go by.
Didn't really catch it, to be honest.
Oh, and there we go. Flip Flip now has the fastest qualifying lap of 1:34.046.
5 tenths in front of K-Morse right now, and just over 5.5 tenths in front of. Never mind. I'm gonna shut my mouth because Interceptor now surprises us with the fastest lap time.
Yeah, see, I was just fixing to ask if you thought we would see any 133s, but now I have to ask if you think we'll see any 131s or 132s.
That's gonna be a tricky one, to be honest. If they somehow manage to pull off a 132, it's gonna be very high, like the 0.8s or the 0.9s. But I don't see it happening. I think it's gonna stay in the low 34s, high 33s. And that's it, to be honest.
Pete's not too sure himself. He says there are at least 4 or 5 drivers that could take pole. Which, yeah, there definitely are. It's almost anybody's. This is almost anybody's race, I think, with the drivers that we have in here, Bowie.
Excuse me, I was just yawning there. Yeah, like we just saw it in practice, we had like 3 or 4 drivers with pretty much the exact same lap times. and the top 5 are pretty much just less than 5 tenths away from each other. So definitely about 5 or 6 drivers pretty much ready to grab the pole position in the preseason here of the Ferrari series on Catalonia.
Yeah, and it's not a cold track, but it's not the warmest. I've got the temperatures up in the right-hand corner for y'all. The track is 65 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 degrees Celsius. So, for me, I think that's about the track temperatures that I really like. You can get your tires good and hot, push them hard, and you don't have to worry about blistering of them too bad, unless you just really overdo it and just murder your tires. But
in my opinion, they're still really cold. It's a really cold temperature, especially for Spain. I mean, I've never been to Spain before, but normally it's really hot there. So it only being 9 degrees is very, very cold. But on the other hand, like you said, it's very good for your tires. So I wouldn't really know anything about anything else than actually not having that much tire wear with these weather settings at the moment, to be honest.
yeah, no, not really. The tires really do last a whole lot longer in the cooler weather. And let's see, looks like they are down to 3 minutes left in qualifying. Interceptor's gone to the pit. Interceptor pulled the 132.84.
There we go.
But Flip Flip also with a 132.9. Interceptor and Flip Flip may both be happy with their times. I was thinking we may see Interceptor come right back out to see if he can beat Flip Flip.
And Gure actually putting in a very good lap time. I've known him I've seen him drive around, I'm gonna be honest. Not really been the fastest guy amongst the field, but being only 4 tenths off of P1 is a very good lap time.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be an extremely tight race for everybody. Pete, I'm pretty sure we'll see at least one pit stop out of the drivers tonight. Me and Bowie were just talking about the tires. I don't think they'll have to worry about tires, but
Ooh, mistake from Jer there.
yeah, these cars do have that monster V12 in them, if I'm not mistaken. So I would think fuel consumption is going to be quite high. Yeah, and that is correct, Duke, a 60-lap race.
Let's take a look in the meantime of Dr. Fiend. 6.8 seconds behind P1. Surely he can get a better lap time in right now. Let's see what he does when he crosses the line. Get the timings up real quick in the meantime.
Yeah, everybody's looking pretty good. Looks like Dr. Fiend will be one of the last ones to get in a good lap time. And yeah, Snaker hasn't managed to get in set a lap time yet.
Dr. Fiend actually getting back in the pits, so not getting any better lap times right now.
Oh,
and 6 spinning it. That's a shame for him as well. 4 seconds behind P1. That must be a shame. Must have hoped for a quite better ending of this qualifying for him, of course. Normally being right on the pace, especially last season in the GT1s. Pretty much always being at the top of the field, the front of the field, and now 4 seconds behind P1. 15th position. Interesting to see what he's going to be doing in the race.
I have a feeling he's going to surprise us in the race, but yeah, last season he had it, but he really suffered from the disconnects really bad. Duke, I would think a lot of the guys would be running softs, but I really don't think they can get the 60 laps out of one tank of fuel. I should have probably actually looked at the car and checked it out to see just how much fuel it would hold and how long they can get out of it, but I'm pretty sure they're going to have to make at least one stop.
I think either one stop or maybe 2 stops. Depends on what setup you're using, probably. I mean, you could go for a lower fuel and have a little bit of more speed over the track, or go with high fuel, a little bit less speed, but then getting that extra time back during the pit stops phase. So Interesting to see what kind of racing things they're going to be doing, like a one-stop or two-stop. I wouldn't know. Personally, I'd probably say a one-stop, but you'll never know. You never know.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe one, but yeah, you do have a point. We could possibly see two just out of different strategies, which, yeah, depending on how much fuel these cars hold, it could be a dramatic weight difference.
Now let's see what Sig is going to be doing. Coming into the last sector, last lap, because the qualifying has completed in the meantime, and he's actually entering the pit lane. Not happy with that qualifying ending, I must say. Let's see who else is still on track. Faster, also still on track. Probably already finished. Yeah, it does sound like he is finished already.
So what is that? I'm looking at
Hello,
it.
champs.
I was thinking the 3/4 of the grid were only about a second and a half away.
That is true, yes.
Do you want to do the rundown, or you want me to do it?
Let's do it real quick. The Germans 1-2 Interceptor and Flip up front. Afterwards, we have the Italian Jur, the two Swedish lads, actually, Hello Champs and Hiker, rounding out the top 5. Faster than It Forgets, Solo Slita, Izar Chef, and K-Morse rounding out the top 10. Then we have Snaker, the Flying Dutchman, Mike, Egulator in 13th, Manic in 14th, Sig in 15th, running out the complete qualifying order.
Oh, so it looks like we may have lost a driver somewhere tonight. I believe we do have a full grid. So I'm wondering, now I'm trying to figure out who we could be missing.
Maybe somebody had retired, because yes, we have lost someone actually, because there's 15 people on the grid standing right now.
Yeah, and I
so that's a shame.
Yeah, and I have to admit, I didn't look when we loaded in to see if we actually had all 16 of our drivers. I just know we have 16 on our list. We did? Okay.
Yes.
So we did lose somebody. Oh, that is a shame. I have to say though, I'm really hoping Sig's internet holds tight and he manages to get through this whole race.
Yes.
It's been really frustrating for him, and I don't blame him at all for getting frustrated with it. Well, Bowie, I'm kind of on the edge of my seat right here waiting on these guys to get started. What about you?
Yes, it's only about, let's say, 45 seconds left until the race finally starts, the pre-season race of the Ferrari Championship. And as we would say back in the time, grab your popcorn, because we're about to go racing.
Oh, I guess we probably should have talked about it before the race, but do you want to take them off the line, or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, you go ahead. Yeah.
I'll try. I'm getting better at it, slowly. It is hard to keep up with the drivers in the way they change positions so fast.
Definitely. I'm going to keep my hands in front of the buttons, try and switch the cameras as quick as I can while you do the rundown.
Ooh, this is always the part that gets me so nervous right here. just waiting for them. I think I get more nervous than the drivers. At least they get to breathe for a second. For me, it's all anticipation.
Seeing those 15 angry-looking Ferraris on the grid just waiting to be unleashed. As you're actually getting ready now, lights being flickered, lights coming on the starting grid.
Yep, and they are off with Interceptor in the lead, followed by Flip with Guri in third. Hotchker's made his way up into fourth. Alochamps in fifth, but he's fallen down to sixth. ID4 up into fifth. Oh, they're really changing fast. K-Morse in seventh. Faster down to eighth. ESR, I could have swore he started up towards the front. He's down into ninth. Snaker just fell down from Solo. Solo made it up into 10th. Oh, they changed positions again. Snaker now in 10th. Solo 11th. Mike in 12th, Agulator 13th, Manic in 14th, and why is Sig in the back? If I sounded a little confused there, y'all, I was a little confused there, y'all.
Yeah.
I think Sig is just having fun playing with the guys here.
Probably himself also being interested how the drivers are doing, of course, in this new car, because I've never seen the car before in the game, actually. So actually see someone spinning around. Don't know who that is. Manic UK actually spinning around
Oh,
in a fast chicane going up the hill. Probably a little bit too early on the throttle and just spinning it around. You can see the damage on the front that he has.
and yep, everybody in the chat. We have
Ooh.
ESR Kimmy, who is I'm pretty positive that is AKA Miss Chef. Rooting for Chef, I'm sure. And we have AA Razy. Oh, yep. I just turned my volume up just a little bit. And we've got Kevin Lindenback. Yep, the Project Cars 2 series is finally underway again. I'm really excited about it. Hey, Bowie, we have had quite an interesting first lap here.
Yes, it is. We've seen a lot of action in the first turns. People still trying to get their positions for the rest of the race. You can also see Manic trying to get into the pit entry, actually. Almost they lost like Kimi back in Brazil. Actually managing to get back in the pit lane. Probably has some quite significant damage on the car. Gonna get repaired, and hopefully he'll be back on track soon. Already 40 seconds behind the leader. As in the meantime, see that everybody is just pretty much the entire field almost 1 second behind each other. It's insane seeing how these very fast and high downforce cars battling it out. As we see K-Morse trying to get it. Oh, and we see somebody spinning actually. That's It Forgets, I believe. No, that's Aluchamps. No, it is It Forgets actually. I'm sorry. It Forgets spinning it around on the same place that Man did it. Actually, not hitting the pit or the wall actually this time, but he did manage to get his car back around in time, not losing too many positions.
I have to say that corner is one that I struggle with a lot myself. I think like you said earlier, this is definitely a technical track, and in that corner you really have to get the entry just right.
That is true, yeah. So you see here behind actually Mike being right behind Aluchamps. As we see another person into the barriers. That is K-Morse, I believe, actually.
Yep, and we got...
is.
Oh. And we've got, Razy is asking us where our leaders are. I believe he's actually
right
asked... Yep. Yep. Oh, wow. Interceptor is definitely taking the lead. Hodger isn't too far behind him. Is that, what, 1.7 seconds behind Interceptor, with Flip in third, only 2.2 seconds off of Hodgker. They've got a little bit of a cushion, Bowie, to Guri 69. They've got almost a 4-second lead on him.
That is true. It's about, let's say, 2.5 seconds from Flip to Gur. But still, nevertheless, almost 3.5 seconds from Gur back to the leader, Interceptor. So, very good to see, actually, that Interceptor is back in the game after having a lot of disconnections and bad networks in the last championships. Showing everybody that he's still got it. Pretty much the fastest German that I know in the GAVRA League. Setting the pace right now.
Oh yeah, I would definitely say that.
We see somebody else spinning around again.
Oh, was that? That looked like it may have been. Yep, it was Guri. That's what I was thinking. At this point, I've just looked at these guys' liveries so much, I've already got to know what cars they're in.
No, I don't. I just see somebody sliding down a timetable and I click on the names. That's all I can do. Very good to see that people are really pushing their cars right now, even though they know that they've got so much power just laying underneath their right foot, ready to be unleashed. And just getting it a little bit too early is just going to flip them around again. As you actually see behind here, Snaker and K-Mars getting really close to each other. As you see somebody else spinning, I believe.
Yep. Oh, that was, yep.
The Dutchman
Mike
now spun around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This track has proven to be very difficult on these cars. But like you said, they have so much power on these cars. I test drove it a few times, and the rear end is very squirrely. It will come around in a heartbeat. Like you said, if you give it just a little too much right foot, that's it, you're gone.
Yep. Just a little bit too much curb, a little bit too much throttle, getting out of the turns, and you just spin it around. Now let's see, back to the top 3, see what they're doing. Flip actually closing in on Hiker, right behind him. Only about 5/10 behind P2. Hiker has it, Flip wants it. Trying to see what he's going to be doing on the main straight, see what he can do to get into the slipstream of Hiker. Getting on board, seeing how fast they're going, might be able to see it on the bottom. Going 240 kilometers an hour, still climbing.
Oh yeah, Bowie, if you want, you can put the map and speedo up on the screen if you want to.
That is true. Let's put it on right now. Just go for a while on board with Flip with the gears. See how fast these guys are going through the turns. Almost reaching 200 kilometers going through turn 3. Even though the cars are very old, I believe, almost 20 years old, I believe, in the meantime, they still have lots and lots of downforce for back in their day. Lots of power. And not that safe back in the day, but that's another thing.
Yeah, but they did put those massive back tires on it. If Flip gets just a little bit closer, everybody will be able to see right up under Hodgker's car and see just how massive those back tires really are. I think
that is true.
Flip gets just a little bit closer here, I think we're going to really see Flip go for the move, but you know, he could just be putting the pressure on Hodgker and waiting for him to make a mistake.
Interesting to see what he's going to be doing in the meantime.
Yeah, Pete, these cars look like they definitely are a handful. Driver's doing a great job keeping them under control. Yeah, these
in the meantime,
guys
we see Gure actually right behind Elo Champs, getting ready for a possible overtaking maneuver into turn 1 with the slipstream.
That's what I was just thinking.
Almost 5/10 behind, but
oh yeah, I was going to say
to put it off.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
No, yeah, I was going to agree with you. Say, yeah, if he can manage to get right up into his slipstream, he could have definitely gone for the move down in turn 1, but it looked like he wasn't quite able to get up there close enough.
Nope. It's interesting to see that people, despite the fact that they're not in the front of the field, of course, still battling it out. You can see here Soda Slita and Snaker right behind each other as well, battling it out for P8 in the standings. And if we go back through the field, we can actually see Faster and Infogats also battling it out, but then for P12.
Oh, look at that. We got Joe Black in the chat. How you doing, Joe? Have you missed anything? Man, you've missed a lot.
Yeah.
We had a great start out, a couple of spin outs, and if you look back in the chat just a little bit, I got called out by my boss for not having my mic turned up enough. Yeah.
That is true. Yeah. We can't deny it. It's now in the chat forever.
Yep, no, it's in there. But
and actually see Flip right behind Hiker. Not having a very good run through the chicane, so instantly losing a bunch of time back.
They're only 7 laps in now, so they still have 53 laps to go. I'm really wondering how long Hodgker can keep Flip fended off, Bowie. I mean, he's doing a great job right now, but...
That is true. Flip is always very consistent with his lap times. But Hiker has been in this position a few times and knows how to handle the pressure. And is not going to give any way to Flip whatsoever. He's going to do everything he can to keep him behind, of course. It's now just a matter of time if Flip gets impatient and tries to make a move. What kind of way, whatever, on the inside, leg braking, around the outside, backwards, flipping around, whatever he does. Trying to get that P2, of course. Actually seeing him now getting and showing himself in the mirrors. Showing that he is there. Hiker getting very deep into the turn. Flip now ready to attack right in the rear diffuser of Hiker. Getting back in the slipstream on the main straight and see what he does in the hairpin. Doesn't get the move done.
It looks like Hodgker just managed to get out. Oh no, I was gonna say he got a little in front of him during the straightaway, but Flip is now closing the distance right back up again. I think we're gonna see this move done here shortly.
Oh, he's a lot closer now this time. He's a lot closer back to Hiker. Only 4/10, only 3/10 between P2 and P3. Will we see a nice overtaking maneuver? Nah, he doesn't get the slipstream.
Not quite, but
he's showing himself in the mirrors, but he doesn't get the job done. Hiker too fast in the straight lines to actually let Flip past. Flip actually having very good corner speed. Look at him, right back on the rear wing actually, instead of a diffuser. Showing himself in the mirrors, saying, "Get out of the way."
Yeah, he is
trying to get past.
He's definitely got Hodgker in the hot seat at the moment. But a second ago, I think I glimpsed Chef not too far behind Flip. So there is the possibility Flip could find himself in a little bit of a predicament here shortly. While he's trying to get around Hodgker, Chef is definitely closing in. And
we'll keep an eye on this battle. We're gonna look through the field because we see some more battles going on. I see gear all over the back of Alochamps right here.
And
also in a very good position.
Joe, Duke, thank y'all very much. Yeah, I don't know. Preseason, my brain's still in half preseason mode, y'all. Thanks for your compliments about the stream, though. And then plus these guys are
2-year break, so they're all good.
And these guys on track, I tell you what, they I keep getting caught up on and just staring at the action going on and forgetting to actually talk. I can't lie about it. Especially like Guru right now, he is really putting the pressure on Alochamps.
Definitely. Only a few tenths behind him and still showing no sign of slowing down, especially in the turns like Flip really fast, trying to get everything he can to get past and get into the top fives. If you look a little bit down the field, just in the background over there, K-Morse and Snaker, probably teammates as they have the same livery, also not too far apart from each other.
Bowie, I don't know if you can adjust the timings or not, I think, but the timings I got on my screen, I think they're showing the distance to the leader. Is there a way to adjust it so it actually shows the interval between the drivers?
I think that should do.
No.
I've changed something.
That put up the splits and took the main timers down. It may not. I may be a little bit spoiled on the F1 races.
This is pretty much all I can do.
Yeah.
So.
You can take.
I'm not the best camera guy,
no,
so.
No. Man, you're doing perfect. You kidding? Especially we talked before about how everybody. Bowie can see none of this stuff on the screen. He has had to have faith in me. Why he did that, I don't know. But yeah, he had to have faith in me in telling him what was going to be on the screen and when. So no, Bowie, man, you're doing a great job.
I'm doing my best. Like I said, I've been on pretty much a year, maybe year and a half break, so I'm still getting used to everything. But for now, I think it seems pretty good. Yeah, feeling confident. Good team here, so.
Oh, and it looks like the drivers have finally crossed the 10-lap crest. I think on a long...
Only 50 laps to go?
Yeah. Just for me, on any long race, the first 10 always seem to be about the toughest. It's after the first 10. If I'm driving after the first 10, I feel like I'm in my groove a little bit better. And watching some of the drivers, it seems like they start getting a little bit more comfortable around the 10th lap or so as well. And where is Sig? Sig's made his way up into the 11th. He's trying to chew his way up the pack. Who is he all over right now? Is that Agulator? Oh,
that's Agulator, yes.
So Sig definitely has Agulator in the hot seat at the moment. Sig is definitely not one I would want to have to fend off very much, but still, Hodgker still managing to keep Flip fending off Bowie. He's doing an incredible job here.
This is a great battle. This is a very great battle. Pretty much from the start on, they've been right behind each other, showing that they have no sign of slowing down. Not giving an inch to each other, not even on the straights, where the straights are very wide, not giving an inch to each other. Flip now really close, only 4/10 behind. Can he do a late dive move, or does he think, nah, I still got 50 laps to go, we're gonna keep it clean? Actually showing himself in the mirrors, but not too close enough for an inside move. He's gonna have to stick around for a while.
It looked like he was just kind of threatening there a little bit, kind of saying, you know, hey man, I'm back here and I can go for this inside, but I'm not gonna do it yet. Yeah. So I think that's the key. If I was in Hodgker Sieg, that little move right there, that's the one that would really have me sweating bullets at the moment. I mean, he'd already have me on the edge of my seat, but just that one little move, just him easing out there and saying, hey, I'm right here and I can go for this. It's very intimidating, especially from a driver like Flip.
Yeah, like I said before, Flip is a guy that he can really drive the high downforce, the fast cars. So he really knows what he's doing, especially, like I said, a 24-hour race, teaming up with Cash and Ferrari, actually getting the win in that endurance series. He really knows how to handle a fast beast like this one. The newer LMP1s are not that much of a beast compared to these ones, of course, but he's still showing the pace that he's right there and ready to attack.
Yeah, the newer ones are a bit more, I don't want to say easier to handle, but for lack of a better word, they are a little bit easier to handle than these monsters right here. And yeah, Bessa just showed up in the chat. How you doing tonight, man? Huge thanks to all y'all that have showed up and talking to us. It's great to see y'all in here.
Yeah, always a pleasure to have a little chat with the chat. So if you got any messages to talk to us or to the fellow people in the chat, always drop them in the chat. You can talk to each other.
Well, Bowie, it looked like Sig went just a little bit wide on the last corner exit there, but did a fantastic job of holding on to it. Who all do we have lined up right here? Is this?
There's K-Morse, Egulator, and Sig right behind each other.
Oh man, now this right here is definitely going to be a very impressive battle.
3 people right behind each other. Sig getting all underneath the wing almost of Egulator. K-Morse clipping a little bit of the grass on the inside.
Oh, I could have swore I saw a little bit of smoke off of Agulator's back left tire there through that turn too.
A little bit of locking up going on, yeah.
Yeah, I think Agulator is definitely pushing very hard at the moment, trying to keep Sig at bay, but man, that's going to be so hard to keep Sig fought off. Oh,
Sig actually running pretty wide there, probably the dirty air just getting in his car. Just throwing his car sideways. Actually see Egulator now trying to get a move done on K-Morse. Egulator all over the back of K-Morse, still dropping back again a little bit. 3 people here all wanting that P9. K-Morse has it. These other 2, Sig and Egulator, want it. Especially with the slipstream now coming on to the straights. Interesting to see what they're going to be doing.
And if they get by each other,
really close.
It looks like K-Morse is only about 3.5 seconds from Solo Solita. So, oh no! I caught that out of the corner of my eye, Bowie. I did not quite get a good look at what happened.
Quite get it. For me, it seemed like either Egulator spun on himself, or Sig just gave a little bit of a love tap. I didn't see it. I actually didn't see it. I was too focused on the lap times on the left that you were talking about that I didn't see the action on track. If you look at Sig's car, he doesn't seem to have any damage. As we see K-Morse going wide in the gravel. Also losing out a lot of time. So now Egulator back in the back of K-Morse, and there he goes around the outside of the chicane. K-Morse has his concentration, just lost it.
Yeah, but he may
try and get his stuff back together.
Yeah, it looked like he may have still been trying to get a little bit of that gravel still off of his tires from re-entering the track. for the viewers that don't know it, yeah, it actually this thing actually does keep track of dirt on the tires when you come back on track, and like Bowie said earlier.
Ooh.
I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Bowie did his.
I think he went a little bit too wide on the exit of the chicane and just lost the back end. As you see, Solis now all over the back of Gür, trying to get it moved on the inside. Teammates showing companionship. Solis getting the job done onto P7 at the moment. Now onto the march to get to Snaker. 3 seconds separates these two, Snaker and Solis. As we look back up front, see what Flip and Hiker are doing. Still battling it out, still right behind each other. Still not doing anything. As you see K-Morse on the left side of the screen into the pit lane. Probably did get some damage with that spin.
Yep.
Or actually having too much, or maybe even a flat tire because of the gravel trap that he just went into the pit lane. Or fuel. We'll never know. See what he's actually going to be doing. Very quick pit stop.
Yeah, it
You
is.
see the guys working the car.
And we've got Pete chiming in in the chat, and he says there was no contact in Aguilator's spin out, which I was looking at it thinking that, knowing Sig, even if it was just a little bit of a love tap, knowing Sig, he would have yielded that position back to him. So
that is true.
I was watching Sig and thinking that there may not have been, there most likely wasn't any contact. I have a feeling that maybe Aguilator just got that back tire on the curb too much and maybe a little too heavy on the right foot. I don't know, but
it seemed like it was under braking, so I don't really know what happened, to be honest. Like you said, he may have just clipped the curb on the left side, or maybe even the grass, and just lost the back end. So if you see Snaker now also entering the pit lane, getting his pit stop in. As you also see Faster and Sig. Sig and Gür actually right behind each other now. Gür losing a lot of time, just losing his P6 to Solis about 2 laps ago, maybe even 1 lap ago. And now Sig running wide actually into turn 3. Right behind Gür again, so Gür not on the pace. Last lap of Gür was at 143 and Sig at 136 and Faster 137, so Gür losing some time. Again, very wide into turn 4. It doesn't seem like he has the pace now, does it, Jupas?
no, for me anyway. I know it doesn't affect some drivers near as bad, but for me, one little spin out, even if it's a small mistake, just
there he goes again.
It impacts me so much. It really shakes my confidence, which has, of course, has a huge impact on your performance on track. So I wonder if maybe he shook himself up just a little bit, and like you said, maybe just having a hard time getting it back together.
Actually, someone slowing down a lot there. Who was that?
Claymores. Oh, he's missing his wing.
He's had a big hit somewhere around the track. Not a good race for him. He was somewhere around the top 10. Getting some good laps in, but look at the damage on that car.
Yeah, and we're not seeing anybody else with damage. So I'm thinking, Bowie, he may have just got a little too aggressive on
and he spins it again.
Yeah. Now, I did, when I was testing this car out, I did figure out real quick, once you lose that rear wing, you literally have zero grip on the back end.
That is true.
It's so easy to do exactly what we just saw. And, yeah, Bessal, we are good in the commentary box. How are you doing? Yeah, we got Bowie in here. Everybody kept asking for Bowie yesterday. They loved the job he did, so I kissed a lot of butt last night and got him in here.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm sitting here trying to look through some of the times. It looks like Allo Champs should be right on the tail of Chef.
Flip still on the back of Hiker. Allo Champs also on the back of ESR.
Yep, and
Faster all over the back of Gür, so still battles going along.
Yeah, and
K-Morse back in the pits on the left side as well, so he's trying to get that damage fixed again.
Yeah, and Aguilator still only about 3.5 seconds off of Faster, so still from 11th place up, I don't see any time that really can't be made up pretty quick and a battle start taking place.
No,
Everybody's
it's just pretty much these guys, and that's it.
except Interceptor. Interceptor has ran off, and he is stealing the win, though we have a very long race still ahead of us, 17 laps in out of the 60. But wow, he's got a 9-second lead over Hodgker at the moment.
Yeah, he's really fast. He's really, like I said, last season, having some really difficult times with the internet, not cooperating with him, and even eventually might have gotten a GT1 championship, but because of the internet, it just never was able to get in some good points there. But now his internet is working. He is showing the pace. He is showing that he's still got it. The German, 9.5 seconds in front of P2 Hiker and P3 Flip.
And still, Hodgker and Flip, I don't see how either one of those guys have not cracked under the pressure yet. They've, like you pointed out earlier, since the beginning of this race, so for basically 17 laps, they have literally been all on top of each other. Flip, I can't decide if he's steady trying to attack and Hodgker is keeping him fended off, or if Flip is just comfortable where he is and gonna make the move later on in the race.
He's probably just trying to save a lot of fuel on the straights as well, because in the slipstream you do gain a little bit of speed. So if you put it a little bit back in the fuel mix, a little bit lower fuel mix, you can save lots of fuel if you do it for 60 laps straight. So he might be saving a little bit of fuel as well, trying to save his tires, just knowing that if he is going to battle Hiker, that he is going to have a very bad tire wear towards the end. He might just be saving it until where he knows that he has loads of tire wear left for a good attack, and then try and attack him on the inside, like he almost does just now. Oh, as we see Champs on the inside of turn 3. That was a daring move. I just switched to that. Very nice job from Champs.
Yeah, I think that really caught Chef out of nowhere there. Chef doesn't look too happy, though. He looks like he really wants to try to get that place back, but Champs has been on it tonight. He is having a fantastic race, I must say.
It is true, yeah. As we go through the field, we can see that Mike, the Dutchman, back in 14th, 2 minutes and 50 seconds behind P1. Not having a good race. It does look like he does have a little bit of damage at the front, so he might have gotten some damage. Maybe a little bit too wide, maybe into the barrier somewhere. Still driving along though. Very good job on the team to getting that car fixed and still keeping the car around the track. And on the other side, also see K-Morse just right behind him, actually almost a full minute behind Mike himself.
Yeah, that was pretty devastating to K-Morse's race right there.
Almost 4 minutes behind P1. That must be devastating. Still props to him to actually keeping along his car, and the team, of course, just like Mike, keeping the car in the race, getting the car fixed just in time to keep in the race, because you never know what's going to happen in such a long race.
That's kind of what I was just thinking. It is a long race, and we really don't know what almost anything could really happen. We still have we've got 42 laps left. But yeah, Bowie, I always have just crazy respect for the drivers that do have an accident during the first of the race and get their car fixed and stick it out and finish the race regardless, because that is actually, after all, what it is all about. The first goal of the race is to finish the race.
Shall I tell you something in the meantime as well?
Yeah.
Look at the standings right now that we're watching. Flip has gone past Hiker.
Oh, Flip has finally managed to make the move.
Flip
and I was
has
sitting there
gone
looking
past
and just
Hiker.
didn't even notice it.
I just realized as well. Hiker really slow, if you ask me, so it seems like he has a little bit of damage or something.
He took that last curb pretty hard. It looked like that might have really jolted his car there. I wonder if he's been slowly accumulating just a little bit of damage throughout the race. Maybe a little bit of mechanical wear on his transmission or something from all the shifting.
And the lap times aren't that different as well. I mean, in the meantime, we see ESR Chef getting into pits as well. So this is probably around the two-stop strategy indeed. Like I said before, the two-stop strategy or a one-stop strategy. Seems like Chef is the first one to do the two-stop strategy here. So in the meantime, we see Sig also getting towards the back of Solo Solita here. Pretty much like just again as the other ones, right underneath the rear wing. Trying to get that extra speed.
Oh, but Sig has made his way up into 6th place, so yeah, Sig has really done a great job of moving up the field. And Sig and Chef are teammates, I believe, so I would think, with them being teammates and just the shared knowledge, Chef should be on a pretty good pit schedule, because we know Sig nails his pit schedules and his strategy very, very well.
That is true, yeah.
So I'm thinking that, you know, Sig may have shared some information with his teammate, so that Chef should be on a pretty good...
There you go.
Oh,
Sig trying it on the outside of Solo Solita. Solo Solita giving the position, not wanting to battle, trying to save the tires, I think. Sig now all the way up into the top 5, starting from the very back actually, starting in P15. Now finally getting past the third part of the race, 20 laps in the race, back into P5. Setting some very good lap times in the meantime as well. Last lap time from Sig was a 1:37.1. The fastest of the top 5, apart from Chance, who is now putting in a 1:36.1.
Alright, so we got Joe chiming in with a little bit of banter. Joe says no, that Hodgker is just really good at blocking people.
That is true.
So yeah, so I guess Joe was saying that yeah, Hodgker just really did a fantastic job of holding Flip off the entire time, which it's kind of even more impressive.
That is true, and in the meantime we're watching the new leader of the race actually, Hiker, now into the lead, because Interceptor and Flip has now both made their pit stops. So I'm guessing we're gonna see a two-stop strategy here, because we've seen about 5 people in the last 2 laps getting into the pit lane. I think the two-stop strategy is the way to go here.
Yeah, with these massive V12s, they could be burning through so much fuel that it is just going to be a 2 pit stop race. I believe the GT1s last season were also a 2 pit stop strategy for most of the drivers, or for all of them, I think. I don't think anybody ended up doing a 1 stop.
I can tell you this much, I have done a few 1 stops during that season.
Oh, nice.
It isn't the fastest way to go, I can tell you that much, but it is possible. If you manage your tires and fuel very well, you can manage to pull off the 1-stop strategy. But because everyone doing the 2-stop strategy is running with less fuel and better tires, of course, it's really difficult to try and stay in front of it.
And yeah, Joe just said Joe says he learned all he knows from watching Hodgker. Oh, Joe never
somehow
disappoints.
doubt that. Joe doesn't learn anything. If he'd be learning things, he wouldn't be driving around like he does today.
Hey, now that's my teammate too.
In that case, hey Joe, how you doing? Glad to have you in the chat. I hope you're doing well. In the meantime, we're gonna look at Sig, now in P3 actually, climbing up the field, of course. Like we said just before, P15 started. Now into P3, of course, with the pit stops of Flip and Interceptor. But still, impressive. Still is impressive, climbing all the way up to P3. Seeing how he's doing right now, I'm thinking he's gonna try and do a 1-stop. Either that, or he's gonna go deep into both stints. Like right now, doing 22, 23 laps, and then again for the second stint, and then maybe have a lot, very, very new tires for the end, so you can really push for the other top 5 drivers. But we'll see that when it gets there.
Well, I was fixing to say, if you pull the speedometer up, it will tell us their fuel levels.
There we go.
Yeah. So
24 liters. So yeah, I'm thinking he's gonna go for the one stop.
yeah, I'm thinking that should be about enough to get him halfway through the race. Yeah, I believe you are definitely right. Which should mean the other drivers should be able to do about the same thing, easy enough. We'll just have to see how, like you were saying earlier, we're just going to have to see how everybody's strategy plays out.
Mm-hmm. In the meantime, we can see Mike and Manic actually trying to battle it out. Back in P13, this battle, the Dutchman, and I believe the Great Britain, the Englishman, battling it out.
Bowie, I must say
Mike
that
all over the back.
Oh, and he
actually gets past. Caught Manic off guard, but he gets past for P13. Very nice overtake from Mike, actually.
And, you know, I have to agree. I think that is exactly what it looked like, too. It looked like he just caught him completely off guard there.
Ooh, almost losing the back end there as well. Mike having some really good pace all of a sudden as well. I mean, look at his last lap time. 37.5. It's a very good lap time. That's comparable to pretty much everyone in the top 5. Look at the lap times from Aguilator and Sig. They're doing 37.5s and 6 as well.
Yeah, the whole grid just pretty much are running very, very similar lap times. And, you know, it's great to see these guys all the way to the back of the field still battling it out.
Yeah, that is true. And actually, if we actually take a good close look at the lap times on the left side of the screen,
that's what I was just doing,
that there's
too.
one person who has the fastest lap time for now of the current grid with their current lap times. And that is Flip Flip in 8th. Interceptor now getting past the pit lane, putting at 34.8. But if we look at Flip Flip at 34.5, 3 times faster than Interceptor in that last lap. 12 seconds behind Interceptor he is, but he is showing the pace that he might be able to catch him back up during the race. So this is going to be interesting towards the end of the race, because he is going to keep this pace up. He is going to be right on the back of Interceptor towards the closing end of this race.
Yeah, yep. Pete says that he thinks Sig's looking good for driver of the day if he keeps this up, which he very well. Simply because all the drivers do a great job. The guys on the podium, they're on the podium, get that recognition, and yeah, just all the drivers do such a great job. I try to spread it around if I can.
Yeah, you got some good points there. We'll see in the end how it goes. Flip Flip now only 10 seconds behind Interceptor for now. Really showing his pace.
And I believe a lot of the guys in front of him at the moment just haven't pitted yet. And didn't we see Flip Flip already go through the pit and take on more fuel?
That is true. Interceptor, I know. Flip Flip and some guys towards the back, I believe, have pitted before. But I believe the entire top 5 of the current top 5 have not pitted yet. So it's going to be interesting to see what Hiker is going to be doing, because Hiker was pretty much in front of Flip the entire time. But if we look at how he's driving right now, still in the lead, he might be going for a one-stop strategy.
If he does...
If you look at the fuel tank right now, he's still got 17 liters of fuel, so he might be going for a one-stop strategy. That's going to be very interesting to see how that plans out.
I think if he does, I think he'll put himself right back in the lead once pit stops are done. If that's his strategy,
and
it
Flip
should.
are really putting in their best lap times, but they're going to have the fresher rubber and the less weight, of course, with the fuel on board. And Hiker does. Hiker does have the older tires, the more fuel, the more weight. But might have about a 30-second less drive time, racing time, than the other two. It's going to be very interesting how these two different racing make up in the end.
Yeah, the pit strategies always keep me on my toes. They have such a dramatic impact on the outcome of the races. It's definitely one of the things that I have to start learning a little bit well, okay, let's skip the little bit part. I've got to learn pit stop strategies a whole lot better. So yeah, like you said, it has such a massive impact on the outcome of the race and your position. And everybody, I'm looking down through the grid at everybody's times, Bowie, and everybody is very, very close.
Hiker actually losing the P1 position right now to Alachams. Alachams now in the lead of this current race, already pulling away. You can see him driving off into the distance as you quickly move back to the battle for P5 at the moment, Interceptor and Egulator. So Hiker losing the lead of the current race, probably trying to save as much fuel and tires as he can. Only 4 laps until his pit window does open for this race. As we can see that Faster and Sig are also right behind each other, trying to battle it out for P3.
It looked like Interceptor almost had the move there on Agulator, but just wasn't quite close enough to get it done. That's such a tight little hairpin there to try to make a move in.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Then there's contact.
Looked maybe like Agulator may have got on the brakes just a little bit faster than Agulator had anticipated.
It's going to be very interesting to see how much damage Interceptor now has because of it, of course.
Yeah, I'm thinking his
Because
front arrow is
nonetheless-
definitely going to suffer more than Agulator's back tires did.
And not only that, but because of the touch that they had, I do think that he's going to be having a little bit of damage at the front, maybe compromising his downforce and speed overall. We're going to have to see that when it does get towards the end of this race, of course.
You know, I was going to say, I noticed some of those guys' fuel alarm lights were starting to go off, so they should be getting really fairly close to low on fuel. I was thinking somewhere between lap 30 and maybe 35 we should see most of these guys come on in.
Oh, there's somebody spun around actually. That's
It
Manic.
was Manic. That turn right there has proved pretty tough for a lot of the drivers tonight, Bowie.
Very difficult, yeah. It's happened before in the beginning of the race, and Manic almost taking the chicane there, getting very wide on top of the hill there. But yeah, like you said, it's a very difficult turn over there, especially with this car. You get a little bit too early on the throttle, a little bit too much curbs on the inside, a little bit too much speed through the turn, and just losing the back end that easily, especially with this much horsepower underneath the hood. It's going to be very interesting to see.
And I guess since you're actually my opponent in the GT3 tomorrow night. Oh, did we have a little bit of contact there? I saw they got the move done.
I don't believe it was contact, but Snake is showing himself some sportsmanship and still letting him pass and showing that he's the sportsman of this current race. Really good to see sportsmanship still being out there. I don't think there was any contact, what I could see, but still good to see that it happened.
Yeah. Yeah, the sportsmanship definitely is one of the most important things here at GAVRA Racing, and by far one of the things that I love the most about the community. Everybody I've raced with, and yeah, Snaker's now getting the move done again.
Very nice overtake. You see Egulator now all over the back of Flip Flip. So Flip Flip just got past Egulator as well. If we look at the standings right now, we can see the difference between Interceptor and Flip Flip is now only 6 seconds. It's very interesting to see how this is going to be working out in a few laps time. You can see him over there on the horizon, the yellow car of Interceptor, turning into the hairpin, while Flip Flip is answering it right now. Only 6 seconds separate the provisional P1 of this race. You see someone just going straight on there.
Was that Interceptor back? No, that wasn't Interceptor. That was a yellow.
I believe it was Manic or something, Mike or Manic.
It may have been.
Yeah,
I believe
it was
Manic.
Yeah, Manic not having the best of races tonight, fortunately.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, since you're actually, I guess, my opponent tomorrow night in the GT3 race, I was just gonna say that turn we were saying is very difficult. I mean, I personally have zero troubles with it whatsoever. I go around at full throttle absolutely perfectly.
Yeah, that's pretty much me as well.
Ah, shit. Alright, so, alright, playing poker with Bowie does not work very well. He just counters your bluff with what he probably will actually do.
That's the bad thing about me. Maybe I might even be lying. You won't know.
No, I definitely was. It is this track right here. I definitely have a lot of trouble with.
Yeah, it is.
And I think you hit the nail right on the head earlier, and I hadn't really thought about it. This track that way, but it is a very technical track, and I think more of the technical tracks seem to be some of the ones I tend to struggle with a bit more.
That is true. As you look back now, right back at the front of the pack, by the way, I know Champs and Hiker back battling it out again. Right behind each other, battling it out for P1. Elo Champs still going strong. Hiker having not pitted yet. Hiker in the lead. In the meantime, Interceptor and Flip Flip are getting very close. Faster now also into the pit lane.
Yeah, I'm with you. Interceptor and Flip Flip are going to be very interesting because Interceptor has not pitted, correct? We know Flip Flip
Interceptor has pitted.
Okay, so these guys are actually battling for position. Then a pit stop isn't going to affect them. Oh yeah, these two.
No, Elo Champs is
is
actually battling Hiker at the moment. Yeah. So you can actually see that Sig has now lost his position to Interceptor as well. So Interceptor back on the podium after his finish or first pit stop. Blocking the brakes actually a little bit going into the left-hander. But Interceptor back into the podiums. As we see Flip Flip only 4 seconds behind Sig. And in total only 5 seconds behind Interceptor, setting in some really good lap times. Flip Flip's last lap was at 35.0. Interceptor 35.9. Which means that he's almost a full second faster than Interceptor at this moment of time. It's going to be interesting to see how this is going to work out. Interceptor, of course, leading the race for pretty much the entire time up until the first pit stops, about 10 laps ago. Flip Flip losing pretty much a little bit of time during the entire race, but now seeing him inching closer to Interceptor, it's going to be, like I said, very interesting to see how this is going to work out in the end. As we see Sig now making his pit stop. It's probably only pit stop for the race. So we can now see Interceptor in the lead, back again. And Flip Flip now also in the lead, or P2 actually, right behind Interceptor.
Oh yeah, it looks like almost all of our leaders are coming on into the pit, so this is going to be interesting to see how it all works out once they get back out on track and they're all actually back on lap and battling for position. And yeah, Joe just chimed in on the chat. He says those were my famous last words about that turn, and he's probably right.
That is true.
Nope. I keep telling everybody though, for the GT3s though, y'all have to get by 2 Bentleys. Whether I'm the fastest on the track or not, you still gotta get around my big old car.
I'm not gonna say anything. Good thing is though for you, is that I won't be here tomorrow, so nobody's gonna know how fast I am. So.
Why is that good for me? That's good for you. We won't know what kind of cards you're gonna be playing with.
I know.
You'll get to have a sneak peek at all of us and at least have, you know, an idea what our deck looks like. You're going to be just completely still a secret. No, I've seen enough of your races to know that you're actually extremely fast on track.
He's our chef. He's our chef, I believe. Completely losing the back end.
Oh, it looked like he just got a little too aggressive there, Bowie.
A little bit too early on the power, just like we said just before. Just losing the back end. Trying to catch it, almost collecting Sola Solita, I believe it was. Or Snaker. Oh, you can already see that he does have some damage at the front. He's our chef losing the backhand just moments ago. In
And
the
I was
famous turn of Jukebox's last words.
Yeah, and I was just fixing to say I hope Chef didn't pick up any damage, but yeah, it looks like he's nursing his car just a little bit there. Maybe it just shook him up, and I don't know. It's hard to tell if it shook him up a little bit or if he actually has a little bit of damage.
No, he has damage. He's
Yeah, he's taking it to the pit. He picked up some front damage. Yeah, I imagine.
You can see from the front as well. The front light was just broken. So
I would imagine these are going to be a lot like the Mercedes GT1s that you raced last season, and the aero kits are going to be extremely fragile on these cars.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. In that case, it's no. In that settings, it's pretty much the same as I would say. Yeah. There's high-powered vehicles, low weight. This is actually a lower weight than the GT1, I believe, but lots and lots of downforce.
Yeah, when it comes down to it, this car is literally absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
I think they had extra areas in the cars back in the day for the driver's balls.
Yeah. I mean, this was just pretty much the track that could tell you, like, okay, you have balls or not. In the meantime, we also have the update that we've lost 3 more drivers over the course of the last few laps. Only 12 drivers remain in this session.
Well, I hope they were disconnects and not retirements. I saw something flash on the screen, but I have to admit I wasn't paying attention to it. I was so caught up in watching these guys race that I missed the little notification that showed up.
Yeah, same here.
But yeah, Interceptor doing great, managing to hold on to got himself right back up into the lead again with he's pushing the 4-second gap on Flip, but I don't know, as I'm saying that, the time keeps bouncing back and forth between low 3s and high 3s. But wow, they've got a 30-second buffer from Snaker at the moment, though.
That is true. Snaker currently in P3 at the moment, but he doesn't seem to be that fast overall, to be honest.
Yeah, and he does have, I can see that he does have a penalty, and it looked like somebody was right behind him. I couldn't tell who was right behind him. I believe it was Solo was getting close to behind him.
In the meantime, we're going to see some on-track action here from Interceptor. Seeing how he's struggling with the steering wheel, just seeing how easy he is on the throttle, coming out of some turns, really using a lot of curves on the outside, trying to get an extra turn in. You can see the dials on the dashboard, you see the gearing just slowly getting more and more. You can pretty much feel how easy he is on the throttle, trying to get that extra speed on. Really trying to fight the car at the moment.
Yeah, when I test drove this one, you really had to just really nurse it around the turns. It seemed like you could carry a lot of speed, but you had to be extremely light on the throttle. And like as you keep pointing out, if you got just get a little too aggressive on it on the corner exit, that is it. Oh, that popped the splits back up there instead of the timings.
There we go. Yep.
Yep, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just fixing to say. Oh no, I was gonna say I love the effect of the way you turned everything off when you jumped in the cockpit. That looked really nice on screen. It was very clean looking.
I was really thinking about that for the last 34 laps, how I was gonna manage that, but didn't think it through to get it back on there on the screen again. In the meantime, we're gonna see the battle between Hello Champs and Hiker unfold again. From just before the pit stops where they were right behind each other, now after the pit stops where they are right behind each other again. Only 5 tenths, less than 5 tenths now between these two drivers. They've been at it for pretty much the entire race, and just still not an inch is given. From the first pit stop stints of like lap 20 up until now, they've been right behind each other, Hello Champs and Hiker. Hello Champs having a very good run through the chicane, right behind Hiker.
Oh, sorry, I'm laughing, y'all. I'm sitting there reading Joe's comment. Joe, you know I can't say that on air. But
we're gonna ignore Joe for the rest of the race.
But yeah,
I'm just feeling bad for you that he is your teammate, to be honest.
Oh, I love Joe. He is hilarious. He's a good
Joe's
driver
amazing
too.
rider.
I'm
not even gonna lie.
Yeah, I plan on really this season. I'm gonna focus on actually learning from Joe, because yeah, he is a fantastic driver, extremely consistent on track, and he is absolute hell to try to get around. And defending is one of my biggest weak points. So that's what I'm gonna really try to concentrate on this season, is learning from Joe.
Yeah, I mean, props is given where props is given. I mean, not even gonna lie, but Joe, you really are one hell of a driver. I mean, I'm not gonna say too much, but especially given the fact of your age, not even gonna lie, but you're still driving around on these sim races, battling together with us, with all these drivers, still showing that you've got it in you. It's just amazing. Really, just a shout out to you, Joe. It's really amazing. Love to have you here in the community, mate.
And he always picks the worst cars too. If one season, I think if he picked what we all consider a good car, I think he'd have a hell of a chance at taking the series and at winning first.
Definitely, yeah.
But he does enjoy a big challenge. And I must say, I do like the Bentley. I know a lot of people don't like the Bentley, but I've been actually really enjoying the Bentley.
Bentley is a pretty consistent car for the GT3. It's a pretty good car once you can actually handle it. That's why I like the Nissan. You don't see it driven around very good, but it just has that feeling. But
yeah, that's the way I always viewed the Nissan too. It's hard to get a handle on, but you get a handle on it, it's actually very fast on track.
Exactly.
And it's a big car too. It's hard to get around.
Yeah, definitely. This is pretty much just a Bentley. It's a very big car. Pretty much just a sedan. The coupe, big sedan. But very interested to see how the GT3 is going to unfold during the season, of course. But like I said, I'm going to be very happy. I mean, you have, of course, Joe Black by your side to help you out. I have Toby. Toby is in my opinion, a very good driver. He is a good driver. He has some things that that he can still learn about it. We've had a practice back in the day. As we see Hiker now going into the pit lane, or Snaker into the pit lane.
Yeah, I've been sitting here watching Solo right up on his tail for a while now. Snaker he's pitting awful late though, in my opinion though, Bowie. We're on lap 36, 37.
He might be going for a little bit of an overcut. It's just a little bit of old tires now, but having the newer tires in the end compared to the other drivers putting in a one stop. It's going to be interesting to see how he's going to unfold it towards the end of the race. But yeah, like I was saying, I have Toby as my teammate, and he surely has some things that he can learn about. But for the rest, the basics that he understands, that he's pretty good at. He does have the consistent lap times, and even with the short time we had talking to each other, we've actually gotten to know each other pretty good, I guess.
Oh yeah, no, Toby is
he's already learned a lot
guy.
From me already, so I'm very interested to see how he's going to unfold himself during the season as well as a better driver. So very interested to seeing what every season is going to be doing this season, actually.
Yeah, I think they're all going to be really good. I think the Ginetta, I'm really going to be watching the Ginettas really close. I think that is going to make for some great tight battles with those cars, because
definitely,
you really can't get in there and bang your doors a little bit and not, alter the other car's course a whole lot, so that would kind of be what I would consider, I guess most people would just call it rubbing, but here in America, if you say rubbing, most Americans, we think NASCAR, rubbing, which is not rubbing at
Not
all.
good.
It's it's you just knocked your opponent, you know, into the
Yeah.
infield somewhere, and they're like, ah, no, that's NASCAR rubbing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we're still watching the battle unfold between Allo Champs and Hiker. Still right behind each other, only a few tenths apart for pretty much the last 18 laps, actually. Very interested to see how these guys are going to eventually end up compared to the other guys. They're almost a minute behind the leaders, but keep in mind, these two drivers, Hiker and Allo Champs, don't have to pit again. They have done their full pit stop schedules. They have done their one stop. And Interceptor, Flip, and I believe Solo Solita as well, who is somehow in P3 at the moment, are going to do a two stop.
Yeah, Solo Solita's done really good. Yeah, we've had through the whole night so far, we've had so many battles from the front all the way to the back. About the only time we didn't see any battles was when we were watching Interceptor when he was walking off with the lead, which hell, he's up to almost a 5-second lead over Flip again.
Yeah, he's really inching out the lead again. Interceptor the last lap 2 tenths faster than Flip. But Flip was just a lap before it, almost 9 tenths faster a lap than Interceptor. And now Interceptor showing his balls again, really showing the pace that he has, putting in the fastest lap times of the current field. So really not giving Flip any chance of getting the P1 again. Especially Snaker and It Forgets trying to battle it out for P9, the last 2 spots within the top 10 finish.
Snaker really has the pressure on him at the moment. I've been trying to
And there he goes.
The pressure, I found a lot of the times most drivers will eventually crack, but there's a few that just don't. Sig doesn't crack, and you know, I'm pretty sure like if you mess up and you get behind or actually lucky enough to catch up to the backside of like Sig, Cashnit, Flip, Ferrari, there's a lot of y'all that just really do not crack under the pressure whatsoever.
Joe, for instance, as well.
Yeah, Joe, oh God, I don't want to talk about
I
it.
remember racing him back in the GT4 series when we had it running. He was driving the Mustang and I was just driving the small, nimble KTM together with Ryan back in the day. And it was on Sugo, I believe, in Japan, where we had an immense fight for a few laps, actually. And it was very interesting to see how he was able to keep that Mustang even wider than the car already was. Had a really bad time trying to get past him. And eventually somehow made the move around the outside, got past him. But man, he can really defend that car.
Oh, we got K-Morse in the chat. K-Morse is rooting for his teammate Snaker right now. Yeah, K-Morse, man, it sucked to see what happened. You were having a hell of a race tonight, man. Your pace was insane.
Yeah, like Jukebus says, K-Morse, I've known you from another league as well, fortunately. I know the pace that you have, and it's really a shame that seeing it unfold like this. But you showed your pace, so I'm interested to see how it's going to work out in the championship. Of course, this was the pre-season, so it wasn't a part of the championship, but it does show that everybody does have the pace. Does have some consistent good lap times and good pedals all around. It's interesting to see how we're going to be doing the entire season.
I think we're going to have a hard time keeping up with these guys for the whole season, Bowie. I think everybody is going to be so tight on the grid. I think we're going to constantly be missing battles. Oh, is that Interceptor going into the pit? Yeah, it is.
That is Interceptor
and
going into the pit. And Flip actually right in front of Interceptor.
Oh, they both did go for the two stop.
Had a problem or something because Interceptor entered right behind Flip.
Are they going for no tires? I'm thinking they're both taking just a splash of fuel. They both went for the two stop. Because yeah, I guess that would be about right. They both about 20 laps in, and then yeah, we're on lap 40, so about another 20 laps. So yeah.
And there Flip goes in the distance. Flip now holding the provisional P1 actually in the current race. Interceptor has been leading the race, apart from pit stops 1 up until pit stops 2 now. He has been leading the race for pretty much the entire time, but now Flip in front of Interceptor for almost 6 seconds, 5.5 seconds. Flip having a very good in-lap for the pit stop there. Very good job on the pit crew as well for getting him out so fast. As in the background we see Faster actually now all over the back of Hiker now. Hiker losing a lot of time due to his one-stop strategy. As you see, Hiker now running very wide through turn 3, Faster showing himself in the mirrors with his lights on. Wants to get past, Hiker has the P4, Faster wants the P4. Trying to do everything he can to get around the car, trying to get around the inside, outside, whatever he can to get the extra points.
We've already saw him fend off Flip for, what, the first half of the race? Hiker and Flip for just non-stop battling it out. So I think he's got a really good chance of keeping Faster fended off for a while.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So I believe me and Fanta covered Faster in the last touring car season, and Faster definitely earned his name in that series. Him and Chef both were incredibly quick on the track, though this is a totally different monster from the little touring class car.
Yeah. Also, Kramer's now saying in the chat that his pit crew put on the wrong tires at the start. And when he pitted, he got the correct tires, but his pit stop crew put in the wrong pressures, which screwed him up completely during the race. And like he says as well, the pressures can only be adjusted before the race, before they go on the grid. And unfortunately, they didn't do that. And that is a real big shame, mate. Like I said before, you really showed your pace in the beginning stages as well, even though you did have the wrong tires, which now you told us, but
it just kind of makes his pace even more impressive.
Yeah. And luckily enough, this is the pre-season, so it's not going to count for the championship. But still is shockingly awful to see, of course. Well, in the meantime, Faster has gotten past Hiker, of course. Faster now into P4. Hello Champs in P3, Interceptor in P2. Losing a bit of time to Flip, it seems.
Flip is starting to kind of really run away with the lead there, isn't he?
You can see him down there on the horizon driving about. Interceptor now having a lap time in his way. I believe that was Mike getting out of the way. It is. Very good job by him getting out of the way. Lead is always coming through. Always got to show them the room, the space. Clipping a little bit too much of the curb on the outside. Seeing that somebody else is coming through right now. That must be Hello Champs.
Yeah, it looked like he just had a bad run right there.
Lane. Very well done by him, of course, getting out of the way.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a driver here in GAVRA Racing that didn't do a really good job at obeying the backmarker rules. Everybody always does a really good job, and at the same time, every time I've been a backmarker and been on a good run, my front markers have always been more than happy to let me by so I can try to outlap myself. Though I hardly ever do it, they do let me by to try. That's what it's all about. It's like you said earlier, Bowie, it's that great sportsmanship here at GAVRA Racing.
Indeed.
Oh, and speaking of which, I have not made a shameless advertisement yet for GAVRA Racing, so I'm going to do that now. Everybody, make sure you go to the website, gavraracing.altavista.org. GAVRA has tons of information on there for the current seasons, past seasons, and if you get on there on the right day, you never know, you might catch a glimpse of future seasons. Just saying, you never know. But there really is tons of information. I still haven't found the end of it. There are links to the Discord channel as well to link to the Patreon site if you wish to become a Patreon and help support what we do here at GAVRA Racing. We are community driven, no fancy sponsors, so it's racers, viewers, commentators, administrators, everybody volunteering their time to make all this happen for Well, I guess we make it happen for each other, though, don't we, Bowie?
It is, yeah.
And yeah, and if you're new to sim racing and want to try it out, there are the GAVRA Racing Academies. Currently, the F1 Academy is going. I believe signups may almost always be open. I think GAVRA runs those as soon as he has enough people sign up. So check that out as well. Shameless advertisement over.
And a very well done advertisement. Like Jukebox says, ladies and gentlemen, check out the links in the description. Maybe they're in the description, actually don't know. But check out the Discord, that's where we usually chat with each other. Even if you're not a driver, come hang out in the Discord, have a chat with us. We always help each other out with the setups if you need any help, having some fun online, organizing some fun races online. Always up for some banter.
Oh yeah, the banner has been getting better and better in the Discord. And I guess we kind of have to thank Joe for really helping to get that kick-started, don't we? I mean,
That's true, yeah.
I'm a bit of a smart... Well, I guess our show isn't for kids, so I can say it. I'm a bit of a smart ass, so I can't help but to answer to the good banter, which really just kind of helps make it even better. I don't know. But yeah,
that's definitely true, yeah.
It has been great on there here lately. Where is Sig? Sig has made his way back up into 6th place. He's slowly chewing his way back up the pack, Bowie.
Yeah. Started in P15. Having a good start, keeping it clean. Didn't have any incidents for as far as I could see. That surely makes a very good race for him. Like you said, back up to P6. Climbing through the field, showing himself also that he's worth it. In my opinion, also pretty much rooting for driver of the day.
I was just thinking that as well. I don't want to say I have my doubts about him getting all the way back up to the front of the pack, but we are getting down to the last 15 laps. He's 22 seconds down. I mean, 15 laps, anything can still happen, but I don't think he's going to end up on the podium. But he is, yeah, most definitely earning himself the driver of the day. Which, speaking of all of that, I'm going to keep talking. But while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to start getting the podium ready for the end of the race. And we'll see if I can walk and chew bubble gum all at a very slow pace at the same time, Bowie. I have my doubts. I think I'm going to trip and be flat on my face, but, you know.
That's why I'm here, to keep everybody entertained. Or at least try to, let's put it like that. Yeah, just to keep another reminder of course, the other championships going around, of course. We've got, I believe now 3 championships actually running around at the moment. We started with 4 championships. We have the Ferrari series, of course, that you're watching right now. We have the GT3 championships that are tomorrow, every Friday night at 20:30 p.m. GMT, or 21:30 Italian time. The Ginettas were yesterday, so that's going to be every Wednesday week on, also 20:30 GMT. The Ferraris are going to be around 9 p.m. Or 8 p.m. GMT, I believe, somewhere around there, because it's such a long race.
Yeah,
But,
they'll be just
yeah,
a little bit earlier than the rest of them.
Yeah, because it's such long races, yeah. And after the Ginetta series, we had it yesterday. We didn't stream it on the GAVRA Racing channel because there was a little bit of a mishap between the commentators. So if you are interested in the race, there was a live stream of it. It was from me by myself on my own channel. It is the same as my PSN username, just Bowie with an underscore at the end. Go check it out. The live stream, it should be there at the top if you're really interested in seeing how it worked out. It was a very interesting race, very clean race, very fun race with lots of battles. So make sure to check it out. And to give a little bit of more information about that series as well, is that we have 4 legs like the rest of the series. We start with the GT5s, very fun track. Very fun tracks, very fun car to drive actually. The second leg is going to be the GT4 cars. The third leg is going to be the GT3 cars. And then the fourth leg is going to be the LMP3 cars, I believe it was. So gradually, every leg just getting up to a higher tier of a car. And of course, every tier has its own best driver. So right now, it could be anyone that is the fastest in the GT5, and the LMP3 could be somebody completely different. So definitely go check it out every Wednesday on the GAVRA Racing channel, live around 8:30 GMT. And moving over to Tuesdays. Tuesdays is the Ferrari series. Like we mentioned before, also 16 races in this season. Very interesting to see. Long races, long endurance races pretty much. On your own, big field, very fast and skilled drivers in here, of course. On the Fridays we have the GT3 series, which I and Jukebox ourselves will be driving in. Jukebox will be the teammate of Joe Black in the Bentley GT3. While I myself, with Toby, a fellow commentator, will be driving the Nissan GTR. This series is going to have only 12 races due to the low people that had registered before. We have moved the Megane Trophy series to the end of the GT3 series. So we're going to have 12 races of the GT3, 3 legs it is, 60-minute races apart from the Spa race. It's going to be a 24-hour enduro in race time, which is going to be a 2-hour race in real life. And
Yeah,
after the
that's gonna
12
be
races,
great.
we're going to have a break week, and then we're going to go on to the Megane series. And that's going to be the 3 series of the GAVRA Racing League this season.
Yeah, it's a great lineup, Bowie. I'm really looking forward to competing in the GT3s, though. Like I said earlier, I don't think I can compete with a lot of y'all in there. Y'all definitely outclass me. But I'm gonna learn a lot from Joe, and I've got my eye on staying in the top 10. If I can stay in the top 10, I think given the field, I will feel very good about my driving ability.
The same for me. I really don't know what to expect, of course, because I have driven the GT3 a lot around some tracks in this game. Still one of my favorite tracks or classes of the races going on right now. But it's also a very difficult car class to handle. But I'm very interested to see how it's going to work out, because, like I said, it's a car that I've never really pushed before. Driven it around for fun before, but not really pushing it in a championship. Especially with Toby, seeing how we're going to work out as a team, how we're going to do in the races is going to be very fun to see compared to the other ones, because seeing the other teams in there, including my fellow Dutchman Sander Cav in there as well. He's also very fast with the GT3s. Even though he's on a controller, I believe, he's very fast. So also they're very fast, pretty new guys in there. Also, like I said, very fast and skilled drivers in there. So very interesting series as well.
Yeah, it definitely is going to be great. Yeah, Kev is on a controller, and he is just crazy quick, I have to admit. Well, Bowie, it looks like Flip is going to maintain his lead. He's up to almost 9 seconds in front of Interceptor at the moment.
That is true, yeah. I was just checking it out myself as well. Flip almost full 10 seconds in front of Interceptor. Really showing that he does have the pace. He got stuck behind Hiker for a very long time during the race, of course. Not getting the full power out of this car, I think, because he had a lot of more power than he could have. But because Hiker was just too fast in the straight lines, he just couldn't get past. And somewhere along the track, Hiker made a mistake, or Flip was just ballsy enough to put it alongside his car and got to the second position. And now actually leading the race since pit stop phase 2 onto hopefully the finish. Not gonna put a commentator curse on him or anything. And Interceptor also showing that he's worth it, of course. Very fast lap time still, 35.9s. With Flip with a 34.5, 1.4 seconds faster in the last lap. It's very insane.
Well, Bowie, if you look in the chat, you'll see that yeah, I'm hating Joe and Duke right at the moment. I mean, it's hilarious, but I hate y'all. It looks like me being 10th place for the GT3 could definitely be is definitely going to happen. But I think there are more drivers in there, though. I think they're just having fun teasing me. Oh, Interceptor spun it around there.
That is not good for his actually getting himself to P1.
Yeah. It looks
Hello,
like
Champ's getting really close now. Also.
yeah. I was gonna say it looks like Agulator and Solo Solita may be right on top of each other. They could be our closest battle at the moment. Of course, nope, they are. I was sometimes the timings are a little bit off, but according to the timings, they were within about a second of each other.
Yeah, if you look at the top of the screen, you can see the difference between the driver in front. You can see the name of the driver up front, Solo Solita. You can see the position that he is in, P8. And to the left of the blue square, whatever thing that is, you can see the difference to Agulator, only being 7/10 at the moment.
Yeah, Solo Solita is doing really good at keeping up with Agulator at the moment. We are down to the last 10 laps as well, so I believe Solo Solita is going to be pushing very hard right here, Bowie, trying to make that position up.
There are not many There are not many laps left in this race, indeed, to get that last position done. But seeing Solo Solita having very fast run through that fast chicane, actually, only 4/10 now the difference between himself and Agulator. Now in the slipstream he goes on the back straight, seeing what he can do, braking very late for the hairpin. Agulator having a not very good run out of the hairpin. Solo Solita now all over the back of Agulator, going through the hairpin, almost inside of his diffuser, almost having to back off, not trying to hit him.
Yeah, it looks like the pressure is really getting to him.
Agulator not having the best exit there. Solo Solita all over the back now, this time once again. 4/10 difference it is between these two guys. P7 the battle it is. Last 10 laps of this race are now underway.
It looked like Solo Solita was fixing to try to go for the inside move, but decided he wasn't quite close enough there.
Indeed, just trying to show himself in the mirrors.
And I'm looking down through here. It looks like Champ's still, well, I guess he's still about the same, 3-4 seconds behind Interceptor.
Yes, indeed.
A minute ago, I thought someone was catching up. Faster is within 4 or 5 seconds of Champ's, but I don't know, Bowie. I think this right here may be our biggest... No, wait a minute. Sig is catching up to Hodgker. He's now within 3.5 seconds.
Only 3 seconds, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Agulator making the mistake. Solo Solita throwing it up the inside, and they hit. They hit.
It looked like they had just a little bit of contact there.
Agulator spun it around. You can see him there over to the left. That is a shame, ladies and gentlemen. Agulator not getting a very good run out of that fast chicane. Solo Solita saw his opportunity, put him on the inside. Agulator got lost inside of the grass on the outside. Maybe steered a little bit too much. Maybe Solo Solita ran out a little bit wide. But they had a little bit of contact. Agulator got in the gravel, spun it around, lost the position to Solo Solita and Snaker, actually. Snaker also getting past.
And I just saw Faster was in the pit for some reason. I'm not sure what was going on there.
Yeah, we see him actually.
It was awful late to get. It's awful late to have to be trying to take some tires or fuel. But I mean, I can see his box is red.
37 liters of fuel now, so he might have been low on fuel. Or maybe a little bit of damage that he got during the race. Maybe a little bit of engine damage, trying to get it repaired. Trying to get all those horses back underneath the hood.
The fuel seemed to, I think that sounded like it made a lot of sense, because with the fuel load he has right now, he's got way more than he needs to finish the race. So I think he might have nailed it right there. He could have been low on fuel and had no choice but to take the same amount of fuel he did before. Basically, you know, he didn't have the opportunity to set up a pit stop for less fuel, so he had to just take what he had.
That is true, yeah.
I've done that one several times right at the end of a race. Come up a couple of laps short and have no choice but to go with what I had, and It was like, well, no, I don't need 50 liters to run 4 laps, but I got no other choice.
Actually tuning back too faster. Faster just got out of the pit lane last lap. All over the back of Solo Slita once again. Solo Slita got past Faster during the pit stop. Solo Slita showing that he does see Faster in his mirrors. Faster putting in a very good lap time actually. Including a pit stop. 1:45 is a very good lap time. Including a pit stop. Solo Slita also with a 1:36, a very good lap time. Also almost 1.4 seconds faster. 1.6 seconds faster actually than Sig in 5th position. Sig not really on the pace at the moment of time. Not showing the pace, of course. He is showing his pace because he is in P5 while he started in P15. He doesn't have the pace of the guys up front. The guys up front doing 1:36.3s. Interceptor doing 1:35.8.
Was that Solo that just made a... Yeah, it was Solo that just made a little bit of a mistake there.
A little bit of a mistake.
Oh,
yeah,
and then both of them went wide. What are we down to? The last 7 laps. So yeah, they're both definitely pushing extremely hard.
Oh,
Faster
there we go.
going for the
Solo
inside.
Slita.
Yeah, Solo, it looked like he was just too late on the brakes right there. And it just left the door wide open for Faster. That was a great move though, and fantastic job of Faster at putting the pressure on Solo Solita.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
But if Solo Solita can manage to catch back up to Faster just a little bit, he could have Faster back in the hot seat, and he could force a mistake on him in the last few laps.
Faster actually putting in the fastest lap time of everyone at the moment.
He is definitely earning his name.
1:34.8. He might have actually pitted for a new set of tires.
You might have something there, because it does look like his pace is definitely a lot more than everyone else on track. Even Flip Flip, I mean, he's about a second and a half faster than Flip Flip's last lap. So yeah, he's definitely moving around the track. He has literally just walked off and left Solo Solita.
And the difference between Faster and Sig is unfortunately just over 20 seconds. There's only 6 laps left in this race. So that means that he either is going to put in incredibly fast lap times and Sig is going to be slowest pick shit. But I don't think that's going to be happening. So I think Faster is going to stay in P6 and Sig is going to keep that P5 until the end of the race.
Yeah, I have to say again, fantastic job from Sig starting in the back. He rose all the way. Wasn't he up into, I believe, P3 or P4 at one point before the pit stops changed the positions up again?
No, that was after the pit stops indeed.
Oh.
Just after the pit stops of Interceptor and Flip Flip, Sig did move up into 3rd position.
And Joe is saying that he thinks Faster may have changed over to softs all the way around for the last couple of laps.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, his pace is definitely... Oh, it's a lot more than everybody else. Wow, his last lap was at a 1:33? Yes.
Yeah, 1:33.7.
Oh, he's trying to catch up with Sig, but I'm with you. I don't... Now,
I mean, he
a
is
19
5
second...
seconds faster.
Yeah, it's a 19 second, 18 second... Hold on, it's changing. Yeah, 18 second gap at the moment. No, there's only 4 laps left.
Let's take a quick look at the timing table, see what the times are at the moment then.
And then of course Faster still does. Oh, Faster has... Whoa.
Whoa, look at that. Look
Holy.
at the penalties.
Good Lord. At the penalties.
Interceptor actually having a 10-second penalty.
Alright, so
that is going to be interesting.
I need to be doing some analysis here and figure out if Allochamps could end up finishing in front of Interceptor there.
Allochamps is still within 3 seconds of finishing in 2nd position. Interceptor still needs to get like 3, best is 4 seconds up away from Elo Champs and he is safe. But right now, it doesn't seem like it. It seems like Intercept is going to lose P2 to Elo Champs because of his penalty of 10 seconds. And moving down the order, we can see that Faster also has a 10-second penalty. It's probably maybe because of speeding in the pit lane or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that
But if you look at
50-second penalty
Snaker,
on Snakers, that is a massive
I don't know what happened there.
penalty.
We might hear something of him in the end of the race, but 50 seconds, that is insane.
Yeah, that
And
really
Mike
is.
as well, also having 10-second penalty, so I don't know what happened there, but very weird to see.
Yeah. The one from Interceptor, though, that's the one I am really totally blown out of the water, though. I would not have guessed he had that kind of penalty, so... Oh, I don't... Yeah, let's see. Alochamps is only 4 and 3. That's 7. So Alochamps is only 7 seconds behind Interceptor.
Yes,
Valid.
that is true, yeah.
So, let's see, 3 laps left. Unless Interceptor can manage to get a few more seconds out in front of Alochamps, I
He
think
needs to
we're
get
definitely
at
going to
least
see
3 seconds out of Elo Champs to get
Yeah.
his second position.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be a close finish. I mean, I was already very impressed from the performance of all the drivers tonight, and really looking forward to seeing how the finish plays out. But this is kind of keeping it even a little bit more on the line.
I mean, even including Snaker's 50-second penalty, they're going to drop him down all the way back to 11th position, which is going to mean that if gets back into the top 10.
And yeah, Joe just yelled at us for putting up the timings on the screen because he couldn't see.
You just need to put your glasses on, mate, then you can see everything.
Yeah, but
Old
yeah,
man.
this is gonna be very interesting. I
gonna be
love it
very
when the
interesting.
drivers keep me on my toes. Because remember, I have to
Yep.
move some images around. If it changes, I got to really stay on top of it to move a few things around. So the first time they did it to me, I hated it. But the second time, it just made the ending of the race so much more exciting for me. It's keeping me on my toes as to seeing how they were going to finish it out.
Well, I can tell you this much, it's only 3 laps left, and Interceptor needs 1 more second.
Oh, these guys are really keeping it close.
Interceptor was more than 2.5 seconds faster in the last lap compared to Elo Champs. So if he can pull that off, and Elo Champs has a bunch of those quite bad lap times actually compared to the top ones, then he might just pull off a P2.
I mean, either way, the performance out of these drivers is absolutely, it's been outstanding. I think if tonight is any way to judge the rest of the season, I think we're going to be in for one hell of a season, Maui.
Oh, definitely, yeah. See, everybody is driving these. I don't know who said it as well, but somebody with a different strategies. I believe it was Duke Martin actually. Seeing how everybody got into these different stops and etc. It's just very interesting to see how this is going to work out at the ending of these of the season, especially with the few longer races going on, and the night race especially, because there's so much difference in the temperature in the night than it is in the day. I mean, just a few laps ago, we could see Sola Solita in the background, weaving from side to side, trying to get the temperature back in his tires. Because right now, everything is getting colder and colder. And really just cooling down the tires a lot. I ever see somebody actually going into the grass there.
Oh,
That must be Mike.
yeah, it was.
No, it was Infogas.
Oh man. Yeah, and just for any of the viewers, real quick, if y'all don't know, here at GAVRA Racing, we race the actual date. We don't do like a lot of leagues and set the default date in the game, which gives you those prime racing conditions. These guys are racing at Barcelona today. That's why we've got cold track temperatures. So as the seasons go on, tracks are going to increase in temperatures, so it will be a steady fight throughout the whole season adjusting to every track from the different conditions. Which I have to say is one of the things I really love here.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the plus things about GAVRA Racing. They always keep the weather like the ones in real time, like it just said. So if it is actually snowing in real life on the circuit, it's gonna be snowing on the circuit.
Yeah, we're just screwed at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe said this. The view now is much better. He must have dozed off for just a second.
Yeah.
Oh, what are we down to? Are we down to the last lap?
Yeah, this is.
Yep. Oh yeah, there we are.
Flip just started his last lap. Aguilator's also having a pit, so he must have run out of fuel actually. Yeah, we can see only 3 liters of fuel. He didn't have enough fuel.
And he has 2 laps to do left, so yeah, he would have been really pushing it, wouldn't he? Well, this is a great chance for these guys to check out their pit strategies and see, you know, if their calculations are right or what kind of adjustments they need to make.
Interceptor and Aero Chimes, their difference is pretty much exactly 10 seconds.
Oh man, yeah, I'm seeing a 0.5 second, no, 0.4, 4/10 of a difference there.
This is going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah, this is really going to be a close finish.
This is going to be nerve-wracking. One bad sector from Interceptor and he loses his P2. One bad sector for Alochamps and he keeps his P2 and Alochamps loses a chance of a P2 finish.
They are definitely going to keep it right down to the wire for us.
Definitely. And in the meantime, we see Flip now coming through the final chicane, the final turn, to get the win of the Ferrari's pre-season race across Catalonia, signing and flashing his lights to his fans, waving and smiling to everyone. He wins the first race of this new championship. Flip does it. Flip has it all.
Well, and I must say that was a very impressive race for Flip. I'm sure he is very happy. Oh, looks like he's giving us a little bit of a show coming down through there. Looks like he had his tires smoking. Now these two, what the hell just happened with these two?
And here comes Alochamps.
Alochamps and Interceptor. How the hell did y'all just finish now? They were so close. Oh, I think just a little. I think that was a back marker there.
That was Interceptor and Flip having some fun.
Looks like they're having a little bit of fun there.
Oh, that was an interesting camera view. There we go.
And let's see, I'm looking down through there. Yeah, there we go. Sig and
faster.
Last second battle. Oh, Sig just barely pulled it out. Actually faster against all the odds, caught up with Sig. I do not believe he did that.
Wow.
That is incredible. What the hell faster? I mean, Bowie, I would have put money on that. You could have got me to bet for money that Faster would not have caught up to Sig with the time he had left. And I'm not a betting man.
One more lap and he would have...
He probably would have got him.
Kept his rear wing, but he would have gotten Sig, yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, let's see how these two played out. Oh, if you want to give us the rundown.
Yes, here we go. It's going to be Flip winning the pre-season championship or race around Catalonia. Interceptor taking second, keeping his second position, only 2 seconds apart from Alochamps, rounding out the top 3. Another Swedish person in fourth, Hiker, Sig Rezonico rounding up the top 5. Faster and Sodosolita 6 and 7. Chef and Snaker coming into the 8th and 9th, and Aguilator rounding out the top 10. As we move down the list, we can see It Forgets, Mike HLB, K-Morse also still in P13, and Jur in P14. Rounding out the entire field.
And I'll go ahead and kick us over to our podium screen for everybody. And once again, y'all can see Flip, an amazing first place. Interceptor with the second. Alochamps in third. And Bowie, since I think we agreed and the guys in the chat agreed that Sig most definitely deserved the driver of the day,
yes.
Which y'all, Bowie pointed out to me earlier that I forgot a letter on the driver of the day.
It's not just driver of day,
no.
but it's good enough. We still
Well,
know that is driver of the day.
yeah. But I was going to point out that the guy that got the driver of the day has already seen this screenshot, and he also missed the T in driver of the day. So I'm not, I did submit this for approval and for a look over. So this season I may have to deny all acceptability of blame for my spelling again. I had to do it about halfway through last season, and just said, nope, that's it. I'm not. Y'all are the ones that are still letting me spell for some reason, so I no longer accept responsibility of it. No, but yes.
It now looks like he just got pulled over to the side instead of a DOI. He got a DOD.
He got a DOD. Yeah, Sig got a DOD tonight. No, man, yeah, Sig really did have he had a hell of a performance on track.
Props are.
Yeah.
Sig did have a great race.
Yeah.
He started P15, climbed back up the field into P5.
Man.
Only a minute behind P1, and P1 really put in some very good lap times. So
really
did have a very good race.
And still, faster catching up with the back of Sig right there at the end. I'm still just completely blown away from that.
Definitely. Especially in the end now with Interceptor, when we found out with the penalties, Interceptor just keeping it very, very close with Alochamps, seeing how it worked out in the end.
Oh, sorry, y'all. I had to plug my controller back up. Not that y'all won't see any more of the actual game screen. But still. Yeah. Flip had a hell of a race. Interceptor, though, managing to hold on to that second after all that right there at the end. I have to say, Bowie, I really thought Alochamps was fixing to steal that second place from him for a minute.
Oh, definitely, yes.
I guess, as y'all can see on the screen, the sun is going down on us. The drivers are done. For some reason, all the people are still in the stands, even though the sun is going down. They've turned the stadium lights on. The guys
are partying in the Amber Lounge.
Yeah. Their crews are still out on the pit, though, where they belong. I think some of the drivers do need to have K Morse especially needs to have a small chat with his pit crew after the race. So he's probably keeping his guys out there on purpose. He's not letting them celebrate like some of the other people.
He's gonna wait until the next winter starts to keep them out there.
Yeah, that's what I would do. They really did screw him on the tires. Yeah. Well, I guess everybody, make sure you go to the website, check us out, give us a thumbs up, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Part of my goal this season is I really want to see if we can get GAVRA Racing up to 1,000 subscribers, and we're close. I think we're right on the edge of 700 right now. So
yeah, we're at 689 at the moment.
Yeah, see, I don't think it should be. I think we can do it. I think by the end of this season, I think we can get GAVRA on up to at least 1,000 subscribers, which would be a huge mark. I think for the whole group to be able to get there. And I guess for me, thanks everybody for watching. Bowie, thank you, and biggest of all, thanks to you, the viewers, and the administrators, and GAVRA for putting it all together. And Bowie, I'll let you finish calling us out, and I'll be quiet.
Yeah, well, like Jukebox said, thank you everyone for tuning in. Also for keeping me here. It's been a long time since I've done the last commentary. I've had a blast, at least. We'll be back tomorrow again. Some other commentators. I don't know who it will be, but we'll be here with 2 other commentators for the GT3. Next week, same time, 20:30 p.m. GMT. It's going to be the first race of the season for the GT5 series again. Next week, Thursday, same time as this week, around 8 p.m. We're going to have the Ferrari series again. And that's going to be it for me as well. Everybody have a great evening, and we'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.